We're at 80 proof right now. This is 40%.
Oh God! Oh no!
Earthy, mossy, just weird.
Oh God!
The what? The next level brands?
So I had to come back.
Never even heard of it. GINA.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
So what is your experience level with whiskey? Like, do you have, you just don't like it in any way, shape, or form?
I've tried to like it.
Okay. So what do you like? What are you typically going for?
Usually like Sauvignon Blanc. I'm a vodka girl, you know, and I love alcohol too. I just can't get on board with whiskey.
You did show up drunk, which is fine for this.
Yeah. What is it about whiskey that you're like, no, I'm out?
It's the oakiness.
Do you like oak-aged wines?
I don't like Chardonnay. I don't know, it's the smokiness maybe too.
Okay.
The smokiness.
So we have lined up for you the top 10 whiskeys for beginners as voted on by whiskey lovers.
Okay.
We're not trying to convince you to like any of this, but our goal would be to find something in your whiskey experience. Has it been shots, sipping on a neat pour, on the rocks, cocktails, like generally in the past, however you experienced whiskey?
I've had a Manhattan before.
Okay, cocktail.
I've had whiskey shots that were forced upon me at the bar out with friends. I've tried the peanut butter whiskey before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a little too sweet.
The flavored peanut butter
It's a little intense, yeah.
All right, we're gonna start with Jameson.
Yes, this is what my Texas girlfriends order me at the bar.
So when you're smelling out of a glass like this that's specifically designed to kind of concentrate the aromas of a whiskey, you don't want to be close enough that it burns your nose. You want to be just close enough that you can smell it, and if it starts to burn, you're too close, back off.
But yeah, and the nose of this one, what are you finding?
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of a Banana Foster.
Okay, yeah.
My stepmom would always make that as a dessert. That's one of her favorite desserts, and I actually do like Banana Foster, and that has whiskey in it.
When you're nosing things with wine too, you ask yourself, what does this remind me of? And that was the perfect example.
Blacking
right?
out.
What does this remind me of?
And night out with the girls is what you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's isoamyl acetate is the chemical responsible for bananas.
And
it can make it all the way through to a final spirit. It gets accented by a barrel and turned into a toasted vanilla direction. That guy's full of shit. Doesn't taste anything like that.
I think I smell vanilla then.
Now, when you taste whiskey, the best way is first just to take a sip, about like you would really hot coffee.
Burning.
Yeah, high alcohol. I'm gonna show you a trick. This is a whiskey trick, and that is to add water to your whiskey. And the right amount of water to add is until it doesn't burn. And you do it by adding just a dropper at a time, and then you sort of give it a light swirl, and then try it again.
Did it get more bitey or less?
Yeah, it got more tannic. Second or third addition of water, that's when it starts to truly soften, because effectively at that point, you're just watering it down.
Very diluted.
It's a very weird curve. Go straight up and then right back down the other side.
Woo! Because we're at 80 proof right now. This is 40%.
Oh God! Oh no!
Let's go from Ireland to Scotland.
Yep.
With Monkey Shoulder.
Monkey Shoulder.
This is a blended malt, which means it's a malt whiskey from multiple distilleries in Scotland. And it's not got any smoke, but it does have that all barley malty note.
So this one's, I feel like it's less sweet, like immediately.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
smell banana.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
So you're tuned into that one note. That's gonna be accurate across the board. Some people have described this one as a little bit more musty because it's all barley. So that's sort of what could be described as almost like a funky grain musty note.
Smells like my drunk uncle. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, or butterscotch maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, that was actually a pretty good one for someone who's incapable of nosing and tasting things.
Butterscotch, yeah.
That makes sense. Cheers to you, Slancha.
Cheers. Oh, there's like no burn in that.
Oh, we found, we're heading
though
towards Scotch.
It was a slightly higher proof.
Smell it again now that you've tasted it, and see if you smell anything you didn't smell before.
I smell more of that caramel.
Yeah. So what's happening now is what's called retronasal smelling.
Ooh.
And this happens more with high proof because as you drink high proof, it evaporates. Your body's heating it up to 98 degrees, right? And so it'll actually evaporate up and it'll hit your sinus cavity from the other direction. And so after you've taken a sip, you'll smell both from the glass and from your own body. And it will actually open up different flavors.
Science, bitch.
That's right.
Are you familiar with like honeysuckle?
Yes.
That kind of the planty sweetness? Yeah, see, and if you're not, that's fine, but see if you're finding a little bit of that kind of planty, sweet honeysuckle vibe in there.
Oh yeah, actually I make candles and I use honeysuckle for a fragrance, and yeah, now that.
Cool.
Ooh, got me in the eye. Oh, just.
Yeah, vapors. All right, leave that one. Leave some in and we're gonna put it over here. See, you have a problem when you go in aggressively like it's a shot. So here's the irony about shots. It's actually the most aggressive way to encounter an alcohol.
Yes.
Because when you throw it all not just an alcohol intake, but when you just drink all of that in one blush, the ethanol explodes. And so it's the harshest experience of an alcohol you'll ever have in your life. It doesn't actually make it easier to go down, it makes it significantly harder to go down.
But you get drunker quicker.
You do get drunker quicker. If you're in that one, you should just go with vodka.
Exactly.
All right, next we are gonna go into the bourbon territory. So we're covering all of the dominant categories of alcohol. This is Buffalo Trace, which is a pretty standard, well, was a standard bourbon. Now it's becoming hard to get.
So bourbon has to age longer in the barrels, or?
Nope. Technically, there's a lot of misinformation out there. People think if it's not 2 years old and it can't be bourbon, bourbon can be aged pretty much the least of any other category. Literally seconds inside of a barrel. You can have a crystal clear bourbon because it just barely touched that barrel.
Ironically, the three you've had so far, they're all about the same age. They're all probably in the 6 to 8 year old range.
6 to 8 years? Damn.
Just as a guess.
That's a long time.
Tell us about it. What are you smelling that was different than the other two?
So this one, it just smells like rubbing alcohol, honestly.
The wood tannins have jumped it up.
It just smells like rubbing alcohol.
Take a small sip and see if anything changes.
Oh, hell no.
You are out on bourbon.
Hell no.
Bourbon
And
is not your category.
done.
I will do this for people. So if you don't like that one, I don't have a lot of hope or optimism for you liking any bourbon because that's pretty classic.
Yeah, the bourbons are basically.
Yeah.
Let's try rye. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
No.
I'm trying.
Like, this is what makes it fun. You want some coffee?
Yes.
I just made some.
This is the latest shipment we got from Trade Coffee. Trade is all about helping you explore coffee by having these coffees from the best roasters all over the country send coffee to your door based on your preferences. It smells really good.
Cedar, dark chocolate, and caramel is what they say on this. I don't get the cedar, but I could see dark chocolate and caramel.
I do get the cedar.
You do get the cedar?
I do get the cedar, yeah. So it's very simple. They have a quiz on their website. There's going to be a link in the description below. And you are going to basically dial in the preferences with Trade. They're going to send you stuff, and you're going to rate how much you like it and don't like it. And depending on how you're giving feedback on the coffees, they're going to continue to dial in the thing that they think you're going to love. So thinking about coffee that way, there's a whole new world of exploring things. Then Trade makes it super easy and convenient and great.
Like Aladdin.
Whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes.
A new fantastic point of view.
So they have this thing called the first match guarantee. What is that?
First match is if the first thing that you order you don't like it, they will ship you a new one for free.
Hells yeah. Don't you dare close your eyes.
New subscribers get $30 off their first order, plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/whiskey-tribe.
And that's like 6 cups of coffee for free.
That's gonna go wrong. All right, now we're gonna move into rye. Now, before you pick this up, the main difference between this and everything else before this is the dominant grain is rye. Think like all the things you would think when someone says rye bread or botanicals or baking spices.
I've been super into Reubens lately, and so that's
little
what
sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Now, some might say you could also find in this one a little bit more of a licorice or a cinnamon note.
Oh, I smell the licorice, yes.
And it could be a little bit
Fennel, yeah.
grassy and eucalyptus type of.
I find generically that people who really like rye whiskey tend to also really like some of the other things that are botanical forward. Like they really like gins, or they really like absinthe, or they really like things in that direction.
Yeah, what do you think of gin? Do you have much gin experience?
So I actually used to drink gin and tonics in college. It was just like going to a party in college, and I tried to take a shot of gin, and it was just like projectile vomit everywhere. And after that, I don't think I've ever had gin.
What do you think of this? Because there's some crossover with gin, but it's definitely different.
Get that rubbing alcohol again.
Yeah, right. You are reacting so far the most dramatically to a new oak barrel, no matter what's in it.
Most dramatically.
Yeah.
So this is Irish whiskey?
This is Scotch.
Oh, okay.
But this is
Sweeter.
whiskey from one distillery, so it's all barley, but it's only one distillery. It does have a little bit of black pepper, but it's not so much that it would be considered truly smoky.
Compared to everything we've done so far, this is probably going to be the closest to the monkey shoulder.
Did I liked that one? Did I like? Okay.
Well, comparatively.
It's the one you hated the least.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I smell like. It just reminds me of like Banana Foster.
Yeah.
Going back to that, I don't know.
So that vanilla cream, because Banana Foster has ice cream along the side of it. It's caramelized sugars. It's absolutely.
There's maltiness, which I don't know if she has the reference point for what malt is.
Have you ever had Whoppers? Have you ever had Whoppers, the candy Whoppers?
Yeah, I've had Four Loko before too. Isn't that malt liquor?
That's a different malt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I've had the Whoppers before.
Whoppers.
I hate them.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's a common tasting note in a lot of Scotch, is that chocolate and malt candy.
At this point, we're almost halfway through. I think we should pull out Four Loko and White Claws.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You basic bitch.
All right, try this. And there's a little bit more pepper and zest and almost lemon on the palate on that one.
I taste the pepper for sure. It's a. Oh, there's that burn.
Okay, finally kicked in.
Here's what we do. We're gonna add a bunch at it. Just so you know, professional whiskey blenders in Scotland will test all of their whiskeys at 20% alcohol.
Wow.
Like really low.
Yeah.
Because they're not really trying to get the alcohol burn. They're just trying to get the other flavor components that are around the alcohol when they're doing big scale sampling. Meh, meh, meh.
I'm trying, guys.
No, you don't need to feel bad about it.
Here's the thing. If there's nothing in here that you like,
I won't hurt your feelings.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay.
Yes, it's perfect. It's fine. It's great. The context in our community, number one rule is the best whiskey is the whiskey you like to drink the way you like to drink it. If you don't like to drink it, don't worry about it.
That's more for us.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
What? We're like on 5 now.
Yeah.
She's batting them down. Left
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I feel a little fragile right
She's
now.
just threatening her livelihood here.
It's fine.
Sorry, guys.
We're just gonna go all in. Are you ready?
Do you have a backup career path in life?
No. I did landscaping and like mow and blow. This is cool. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, exactly. The unadulterated opinion experience.
Good luck.
Okay, so this reminds me of mezcal because I've never.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Del Magwe Vita.
Yeah. I don't think you like mezcal based on.
Nope.
There you go.
Yeah.
Smoky is the operating word.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything else? You don't have to try it.
No, she does.
Oh,
She
I'm
really
gonna
does.
try it.
She
What do you
actually
mean?
does.
Yeah.
If you tell me that I can't, I'm gonna.
Little mind games going on here. A lot of people describe this as kind of like briny and iodine type of note, medicinal, earthy, mossy, just weird.
You all right there?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
So Isla Scotch is not for you.
Oh God.
You're still going? It's still going? Like, we have one shot left.
Are the rest American?
Yeah, well, there's 2 Scotch, but like the Highland Park is smoky.
Well, hold on. I don't
No,
want
we're gonna keep going.
I don't want to
Yeah.
shortchange Gina because it can be one of these things where it's like, oh my gosh, it's so smoky, it's so overwhelming, and then they'll try some specific bottling,
Yeah, and that's
and
the
they
one.
will immediately fall in love.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do Macallan 12, which
Diamond
is
in the rough, maybe.
also a Scotch. Yeah, but it's more sherry cask, and so you get all of those dark fruit, fig, and it's absurd.
Okay, I smell the fig.
I agree.
Cheers, guys.
The anticipation from Brianna's.
Yeah, she's on pins and needles.
Oh yeah, over here.
Taste is good. It's like sweet. But then I get that burn.
Oh, that's so interesting. Because for this whiskey, for me, it turns watery. It's like there's nothing there.
Interesting.
Yeah, like the flavors, the nose. When it comes to Macallan 12, the most interesting thing about this is the way it smells. And then I get into the taste, there's this first blush of flavor, which that's really nice, and then it turns really watery. But you, basically, you're suffering through like a burn.
I'm gonna need some Tums.
Yeah, okay. Besides the burn, are there flavors that you are finding that you like, that you enjoy, or is it like, I'm not gonna suffer through it, it's not horrible, but it's not amazing?
It's honestly, I smell more of those notes
Yes.
than I taste them.
Yeah,
That's a very, very common thing with, at least in our experience. The smell is going to give you a lot, but then on the taste, it's going to be a little bit more narrow of a spectrum of flavors.
Right, that's like the alcohol kind of like
Was that
takes that over.
so far your...
Yeah, I think I could like
Okay.
sip that if I really wanted to.
If somebody else bought it,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be polite.
Yes. If it was free and I'm gonna get a little buzz, sure.
This is Elijah Craig on the right, which is a bourbon. So real quick, just with Elijah Craig, just smell, taste, see what you think.
I can't really distinguish it from like the.
The other American bourbon, yeah.
I'm trying to like find something.
Oak, yeah. Take one small sip. You know, it's oaky bourbon.
Guys, why? Like why?
Because it's so good.
Why?
It's so good.
Okay, so
Four Roses.
Yes.
Just a budget Four Roses.
Are we doing an
right
AB?
here? Another bourbon,
doing-
AB, side by side. Between these two, do they smell different at all to you?
This one's sweeter. I feel like this
Okay.
one's
Ooh,
sweeter.
yeah.
That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you.
All right, go ahead and try the Four Roses.
Hey,
there's,
stop.
There's zero. You're gonna,
That's no way. There's no shot at this.
Less burny, actually.
Okay.
That was less burny.
Okay.
Maybe it's burning my insides. It's just
Yeah. You're acclimating.
yeah, I'm acclimating.
Yeah,
to
it's
at
like
this point.
iocane
the
powder.
default state is
You spent years.
everything hurts and it tastes horrible.
You spent 10 minutes developing an immunity. All right, f off with the American whiskeys.
All right, so last one.
I'm gonna give you one more shot at Scotch again. The odds on you liking this one. This did have the sherry cask that you liked from the liked is a
Tolerate.
It's a relative. You
I
tolerated
tolerated it.
Tolerate.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into this last one, tell us about Gina, your world. What do you have going on? Where can people find you? What's up?
I actually do have a YouTube channel. It's called Gina's Vamp. I make sketches and commentary. I just, talk shit about really terrible reality shows, but people love it. It's like a car accident. Like it's just it's so bad, but you can't turn away,
And so your channel is like where you go to hang out and talk shit about the shows, trashy shows you're watching?
Literally, my introduction is like, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're here to talk shit. We're here to talk shit.
So the Highland Park, I'm not betting the farm.
It's sherry cask, but it's also smoky.
All right, what do you get on the smell of this one? Just say it.
Bananas!
So clearly we need to update the best whiskeys for beginners list. In the comments, what is the whiskey that you fell in love with that first got you into whiskey? Also, check out our last episode where we have a tasting expert go through hardcore whiskeys. It's very good. And finally, if you are one of these MVs in Patreon, there's a new whiskey quest happening right now. We're designing a new whiskey. It's time to make some choices.